So here we go. Everybody in their proper starting positions. Tyler O'Hara, race winner from yesterday, doesn't have to come from back of the grid. He's got the best shot into turn number 1. Upper left part of your screen when those lights go off. We're going racing. Mission King of the Baggers race number 2 is underway.
It's a great start from Tyler O'Hara with Kyle Wyman's going to slot in right behind him. There was some confusion on the start between Travis and Kyle swapping spots. It looks like Rispoli has jumped into 3rd on the Vance and Hines bike. You can see Travis Wyman doesn't want to let those guys get away. He is 5th as of now as they roll off into the first International Horseshoe here.
Working the infield road course on their way to their first run at the banking. Oh, and we have looks like a debris flag
rain
waving.
Flag.
Yeah.
Actually, that is actually a rain flag. So, you know, this place is so big that it can be sprinkling in certain spots of the racetrack and not in others. Now, we did have heavy rain here this morning. That's delayed our program quite a bit, but it blew out of here, dried up fairly quickly with some help from the track and personnel. But it doesn't surprise me that we might still have a couple rain showers in the area. So these guys are going to be watching out for that, as it looks like 3 guys have broke away right now, Greg. Tyler O'Hara, Kyle Wyman, and James Rispoli, who did not get to start yesterday because he had a clutch issue. But he's got that Vance and Hines Harley-Davidson running right there in 3rd behind the 2 guys that have been setting the pace.
Kyle Wyman going down off the banking. Talked yesterday about his motorcycle not being able to get in that draft and pass. And Rispoli with his leg out, as they don't seem to be affected by the couple raindrops, Jay. We can tell from them just going over the paint.
Yeah, and these guys would be the first ones to get their arms up if there was a problem. But right now, there might have just been some slight sprinkles in the area. Now, Travis Wyman's the one that I'm looking for back there to see if he's going to be able to catch up to these 3 that have made this amazing break right off the bat here. I believe, let's see who that is in 4th. I think that's Jeremy Mick Williams. I can't be sure from here. But these 3 guys are going to lead as they come across the line. It is Jeremy Mick Williams in 4th.
And it looks like James Rispoli has worked his way past Kyle Wyman, and he'll take over 2nd spot. Does Rispoli? Let's get down to Hannah.
This is one of the first times so far today that all of these riders have gotten to see the track. They did not have the opportunity to get out for their original planned practice session this morning because of the inclement weather conditions. So really the first time they got to see the track was just before this race began with an extended sighting lap. They had the opportunity to just take a look around, see what was going on, and then it was grid and go. So if they've made any changes between yesterday and today, they didn't have the opportunity to yet try them out to see if they would be effective.
Kyle Wyman with a big mistake, and he will lose a couple of positions. So yeah, and just to add to what Hannah's saying, also because of the compressed schedule, only 6 laps scheduled in this race, as Rispoli close to your race winner from yesterday. Tyler O'Hara up on the banking they go, and so now Rispoli with a great drive.
Just look at how much these bikes are moving around underneath these guys, Greg, both going into corners, and you can see them leaving big dark marks on the track on the exits. These motorcycles have come such a long way since we first saw them at Laguna Seca last year. The development and stuff that's gone into these has been great.
So there's Kyle Wyman.
It looks like there's some smoke
coming out of it.
Smoke coming from Kyle's bike, and you can see it's not wanting to accelerate. Now his brother, I believe, is right behind him. He will go by Kyle hopefully and tell him that he has got some sort of problem with the #1 Harley. It is smoking as they head back up onto that east banking, Greg, and we'll have to keep an eye on that. The battle up at the front, you can see on the right-hand side here between Rispoli had got himself back up into that spot he needed to be in. Now he's got to deal with Bobby Fong as well. Right now, Rispoli is in that draft as Mick Williams pulls out of the draft to try to come by his weekend teammate here in Tyler O'Hara. He is going to lead across the stripe, Greg.
How about Jeremy McWilliams taking over the lead? Loves coming to Daytona, does McWilliams. What a move.
And Bobby makes a tremendous move up underneath into turn 1 as they go down there. He gets up underneath O'Hara. I'm looking to see if Kyle Wyman came through. He did not. He's on pit lane, Greg. You can see he is on pit lane right now. I know that they made a gearing change on that motorcycle before the start of this race, so I'm not sure if that had anything to do with any of the problems, but you can see Kyle bike has shut itself off and it's done.
That is horrible for the #1 plate, but with more Mission King of the Baggers races this season, it is not as impactful as it was last season, as we're scheduled for 6 events, 12 races this year.
Well, something's definitely gone on, because Travis Wyman he's not even close either today. He's 56.7, so not sure. And that could be something as simple as a clutch off the start. Maybe his bike isn't going forward as quickly as he'd like it to do. He might be having a problem himself. So, you know, both the factory Harleys having a couple little issues here in the second race of the weekend.
Bobby Fong behind the bubble, getting it done. Look how fast that Indian is. Bobby Fong on that Roland Sands designed Indian Challenger, and it's got to be Fong who takes over the lead.
Yeah, and I can't say that this surprises me much. Bobby's had a lot of experience. I don't know how much time he had on this bike before race #1 yesterday, but obviously that race helped him a lot. As you can see, Mick Williams now in the draft. Mick Williams from MotoGP and 250 fame from the 90s, Greg. This guy has been around a long time, been racing the Phillip Island Classic. Anything this guy puts his hands on, he's fast. Now Tyler O'Hara is in a double bike draft. 2 Indians in front of him, and he's trying to slingshot them both, but he's going to get a good look at him here with 2 laps to go, I believe now.
2 to go. Lead changes. The high banks of Daytona. Fong going to try to go for it again. Up the inside he goes, asking for maximum lean angle, and he gets it done. So Bobby Fong,
he's going to try to make a break right now in the infield. That's what he's doing. You can just see it almost by the body of Bobby Fong there as he went through the fast little kinks. But he's having to go, Greg, and you can see now Mick Williams back in the draft of Fong as they go down the back straightaway. Let's see who decides to break a little later. It's going to be Fong coming in from the outside, I think, Greg. Let's see. Mick Williams gets it done. Yes, he does. So they're running over that paint on the inside there. All the while, I think Tyler O'Hara's in a great spot. He's watching these 2 guys do their thing in front of him.
out of that final chicane. They're going to come by, take the white flag. Here is the final lap. So if you're one of these Mission King of the Baggers racers, it's time for your plan to unfold. Who's going to have the right strategy? Oh, a little wide for Mick Williams, so he leaves the door open. Fong, such a tight line. Amazing you can do it on these Mission King of the Baggers motorcycles. So Fong trying to do what he did again. Trying to break free here in the infield. Oh, there goes Rispoli.
He goes up underneath Tyler O'Hara. O'Hara's going to try to cut it back up underneath him. This isn't going to help these two guys, but he's trying to get to the front, Greg. I don't think Rispoli can draft these guys, so he's trying to do whatever he can to disrupt some things, try to get that bike on the podium. He's going to have another go at O'Hara as they run down into the turn 5 area. Let's see if he can get it done. He cannot, so if he can get himself out of here solid. He's got a little bit of a gap, Greg, but it's not big enough.
Now it's a long drag all the way to the checkered flag. And Bobby Fong chooses to go down low. Mick Williams up high. Nobody really interested in the draft at the moment. Here comes Mick Williams. He comes down off the banking. Tyler O'Hara's in a good spot. Now they start to suck in Bobby Fong. They're going to go by on both sides. And there they go. To the line we go. Checkered flag is out. And it's going to be Jeremy McWilliams who holds off Tyler O'Hara for the win by 25 thousandths of a second. And the Mission Foods S&S Cycle Indian Challenger team teammates will stand 1-2 on the podium. But the 99 successful here in Daytona. What a race.